McDonald's or Burger King?
While the Whopper has become an iconic BK staple, not every item has been a hit. Here are the 10 biggest Burger King failures.
Oh God, I'm a failure.
The Whopperito.
I feel like a big Whopper.
For this menu item, Burger King attempted to put two extremely popular things together, the Whopper and fast casual Mexican food a la Taco Bell. Unfortunately for Burger King, the plan did not go quite how they would have liked it to. Launched in 2016, it was first introduced in several Pennsylvania locations in June of that year before launching across the nation in August. The Whopperito contained the elements of a conventional Whopper, beef, onions, tomatoes, lettuce, and pickles, with the twist being that it was all wrapped up in a flour tortilla with an added queso sauce inside.
We have queso!
Though Burger King executives thought that they'd struck gold, combining Mexican and American cuisines in one revolutionary product, the reviews were less than stellar. The critics harshly panned the new item, with one reviewer saying that the Whopperito was as disgusting as it looks. The response from customers wasn't much better, with low sales and a lack of overall interest, and the item was discontinued shortly after it was introduced. In the end, people who are in the mood for some fast Mexican food are much more likely to make their way to the nearest Taco Bell or Chipotle. Burger King dinner baskets.
Basket? Why?
Burger King is one of the last places you'd think of to go for a nice sit-down dinner. But back in 1992, you may be surprised to learn that this very much was the case. At least for a while, anyway. In an attempt to court the dinner-time customers, Burger King began offering dinner service between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. They served all-in-one meals in dinner baskets. The baskets included main entrees with choices including a Whopper, crispy chicken fillet, a steak sandwich, and fried shrimp, as well as sides including baked potatoes, fries, coleslaw, or a side salad. These new dinners were heavily advertised, with a Burger King spokesman saying at the time that with the table service and new dinner entrees, they were reaching out to a consumer segment that may not have before come to a fast food restaurant.
This is my first time.
The advertising campaign for the new promotion was headed by New York-based agency Darcy Macias Benton & Bowles. Various advertisements were shown on networks such as MTV, and tie-ins were made with the films The Last Action Hero and The Nightmare Before Christmas. This decision to push for a new audience was an interesting move from the company. However, it once again wasn't quite the runaway success BK had hoped for. As most people go to fast food restaurants for the implied fast and convenient service, it's no surprise that the dinner baskets were shortly retired after their introduction in the 90s. Flame-broiled meatloaf.
Something wrong with the meatloaf?
The next entry in our list will sound familiar to many Burger King fans, as the flame-broiled Whopper is their most famous item. However, this sandwich wasn't as delectable as the iconic burger. This was another invention of the 90s, around the same time BK introduced their dinner basket table service. This sandwich featured meatloaf, onions, and steak sauce on a sesame seed bun, and much like the dinner basket, it was heavily promoted upon its release. Advertisements for this product included promotions from celebrities such as former Major League Baseball player and Mr. Belvedere star Bob Uecker and MTV personality Dan Cortez. They also featured the cheeky slogan, "Wendy's doesn't have it, McDonald's doesn't have it."
You're not funny.
Looking at the advertisement for these sandwiches, they were certainly a relic of the 90s, as well as a sign that Burger King was trying to figure out their identity as a brand. The flame-broiled meatloaf sandwich was even later featured as a possible item in the dinner baskets, without much success at all. Much like the dinner baskets themselves, the meatloaf sandwich was soon retired, as most people aren't too keen on paying for what essentially amounts to mediocre, unwanted leftovers. Omelette sandwich.
Here's your omelet.
It's the most important meal of the day, and it's been crawling its way into numerous fast food menus in recent years. Breakfast items are all the rage, from McDonald's breakfast sandwiches, Subway sandwiches, and even Taco Bell wraps. Burger King tried to push their way into the breakfast scene back in the mid-2000s when it introduced their enormous omelette sandwich. A Burger King marketing executive at the time stated that the goal was to expand their breakfast sandwich menu, allowing Burger King restaurants to offer even more alternatives for guests who wanted a convenient and filling breakfast. Featuring a 2-egg omelet topped with 2 slices of American cheese, a sausage patty, and 3 thick strips of bacon piled high on a hoagie-style bun, this sandwich certainly packed a punch, and packed on the calories, too.
Wow, a lot of calories.
The breakfast item featured more calories than the average Whopper sandwich, 730 calories versus a Whopper's 700, as well as 47 grams of fat. In addition, it also had over 330 milligrams of cholesterol and 1,940 milligrams of sodium. This proved to be far too much for health-conscious customers and anyone who wanted to avoid a heart attack at breakfast. The item was smartly discontinued shortly after its release. More conventional breakfast items, such as breakfast sandwiches and croissants, have been much more successful over the years in various markets, but this sandwich proved to be just way too big. Burger King Real Meals.
Let's go scare us up a real meal.
This next failed BK item is quite the strange one. In 2019, Burger King introduced Real Meals, a line of items that were intended to be a send-up of McDonald's Happy Meals, but also an ill-conceived campaign for mental health awareness. The meals, released to coincide with Mental Health Awareness Month, all had their own names related to different moods, such as their IDGAF meal, Yas meal, and Salty meal. They also featured some cringe-inducing commercials to go alongside, with phrases like, "Sometimes you feel happy, sometimes you feel crappy."
I don't know what to feel.
The whole campaign was torn to pieces by social media and critics alike, with many people relating it to the time that Kendall Jenner and Pepsi tried to end racism. Or as writer and comedian Grace Spellman tweeted, "Just punched a hole in my wall thinking about all the money I could have saved last year by just having Burger King instead of having to go to the psychiatric hospital." This tone-deaf campaign just goes to show that even if you have positive intentions, you can seriously mess up. Burger King has not brought the items back following the immense backlash that they've received, and it's probably a wise decision that these meals are left in the past. Burger Buddies.
Buddies like when? When were we buddies?
Another fast food trend that has seen a rise in recent years is offering mini versions or smaller sandwiches and burgers, often on value menus. These include the Buddy Burgers from A&W and, of course, the iconic White Castle sliders. Burger King also threw their hat into the ring for these products with their Burger Buddies. Introduced in the 1980s, Burger King was inspired by White Castle's success, so they introduced their own tiny burger bundles in packs of 6. Though this was a clever idea, not every aspect of making the burgers was thought through. As it turns out, one of the bigger issues was that the burgers were often so small they would fall through the grill. Because of this, or not, they were discontinued soon after.
Get rid of them, please.
This would not be the last time that Burger King tried mini burgers. In 2008, Burger Buddies were reintroduced and repackaged as BK Burger Shots, which were more or less the same product for a limited-time offer. Poor marketing efforts and a lack of enthusiasm from customers and critics ensured that this would be the last time that Burger King tried these mini burger sliders, at least for now. It's only a matter of time before the next iteration of these are rolled out once again. Satisfries.
For personal satisfaction.
Fries are, of course, a staple at any fast food establishment, and Burger King is certainly no exception to this. Burger King has tried various types of fries over the years, but one that has stood out as a major failure was their Satisfries. These were billed as health-conscious, low-fat alternatives to regular fries when they were introduced back in 2013. They contained 40% less fat and 30% fewer calories than the typical French fries. While we all know that fries are irresistible, it seemed that this product was not destined for success. Like many other health-oriented alternatives at fast food places, they were not very successful.
We tried and we failed.
Explaining the lack of success for the fries, one researcher described French fries as an indulgence just like ice cream. saying you don't eat them if you're worried about your diet. So the lesson for Burger King is that when it comes to fries, people like to enjoy them and indulge. So if BK is having any thoughts about bringing the Satisfries back, don't. Go for something more akin to chicken fries or Cheeto fries. In comparison, other health-oriented items like salads and wraps have nothing to compare against, which is why they are successful. Fries, on the other hand, must compete with their much more popular counterparts. Pizza burger.
We made burgers in your pizza kitchen.
Pizza and burgers are two items that everyone loves separately, but Burger King threw out the rulebook and asked what would happen if we put them both together. The New York Pizza Burger was launched back in 2011, specifically in New York, as the name implies. It was made with 4 quarter-pound Whopper patties, mozzarella cheese, marinara sauce, and a pesto-flavored, nut-free Tuscan herb mayo. This was then sliced into 6 separate wedges with a price tag of $12.99 per pizza burger. This titanic creation was the brainchild of the Burger King head chef at the time, who was aiming to combine the local cuisine of New York into one item.
That idea is just the worst.
The burger was designed to be shared, as each of the 6 wedges contained about 400 calories per piece, with the full pizza burger clocking in at 2,500 calories. It appears, however, that most people in New York were not too keen on combining the 2 items, with the limited-time item never being brought back in any form after the promotion ended. Various other specialty items have been tried in California and Florida, but like New York's pizza burger, they also failed to live up to the hype. This monster creation was just the latest in a long line of items that failed to gain traction for Burger King. Turkey burger.
His turkey burgers are very dry.
Beef burgers aren't for everyone. Now, more than ever, we have tons of alternatives for people based on their dietary choices, such as plant-based burgers or burgers using a different meat, such as chicken, or in this case, turkey. In 2013, Burger King saw a growing market for these turkey burgers and decided that it was time for them to give it a go. By substituting the beef in the burger for turkey, it meant a change in the flavor of the burger. However, the caloric content of the burger was actually very close to the original beef variant.
Hey, nobody noticed and nobody cared.
The turkey burger contained a hefty 530 calories, only 100 calories less than a Whopper, and more than the chain's grilled chicken sandwich, which contained 470 calories. The turkey burger has not been a popular choice for other brands since this, as the burger failed to generate much interest among the general public. It appears that the turkey will remain as a Subway staple and a classic of Thanksgiving, rather than as a fast food burger specialty anytime in the future. Hot dog.
How about hot dogs?
How about no?
It's called Burger King for a reason, but despite this, Burger King just couldn't help themselves when they tried their hand at serving up hot dogs like many other fast food locales before them. The chain decided to test out this backyard grill favorite back in 2016 when they introduced their grilled hot dogs. They were available in the basic variety, as well as a chili cheese variant that would be the favorite of Sonic the Hedgehog. Burger King also participated in the undertaking of a massive marketing campaign for this item, including commercial appearances by Snoop Dogg and Charo. However, despite this publicity and excitement regarding the dogs, they did not translate into enough sales to keep them around.
I failed again.
Many customers were not impressed by the taste, describing them as tasting burnt or rubbery, with another complaint being an overindulgence in condiments. Though, unfortunately, hot dogs did not find success at Burger King. It just shows how difficult it is to create a new, successful item at established fast food joints. As we said, it's called Burger King for a reason, and burgers will always be the bread and butter of the operation. It remains to be seen what other interesting items BK will try out in the future, but it will certainly be something for everyone to watch out for to see what they come out with next. Keep watching and check out another great BabbleTop video. It's easy, just tap or click. Thanks.